Hold it. Avoidable. It's a point. Yeah, it's a point. Two. Fault. Second serve. Point. Three, two. Side out. 2-3. One down. 2-3. One screen. 2-3. Point. Three. Fault. Over the line. Second serve. Point. 4-3. Point. Thank you. That's a screen. 4-3. Replay. Four, three. One screen. 4-3. Short. Second serve. Point. 5-3. Point. 6-3. Screen. 6-3. No, that's a point. 7-3. Side out. 3-7. Point. 4-7. Short. Second serve. Now, 4-7. Point. 5-7. Point. 6-7. Vault. Second serve. Coming in. 7-6. Point. 8-6. Down. 8-6. Point. 9-6. Coming in. 6-9. Point. 7-9. Hold it. Hit his shorts, so that's a screen. 7-9. Short. Second serve. Point. 8-9. Short. Second serve. Point. 9-9. Short. The front man agrees. Second serve. Down. 9-9. Roll it. That's a hit. 9-9. Fault. Second serve. Coming in. 9-9. Short. Second serve. One down. 9-9. Point. 10-9. Point. 11-9. Point. 12-9. Roll it. Well, 9. Point. 13-9. Right out. 9-13. Screen. 9-13.
welcome back to our continuing live coverage of the 57th USHA Four-Wall Nationals. We're watching the doubles final. Luis Moreno and Sean Lenning, currently training out of Tucson, Arizona, facing one-time USHA Four-Wall National Doubles Championship team Tony Healy and Ricky McCann.
10-13.
Luis serving at 10, serving 13. Incredible retrieve there by Tony. We won't see Tony make any mistakes from that part of the court. Tony's the steadiest player we have in our game today. So much control. A lot of people think that he plays a lot like the great Dave Chapman.
10.
You'll see Tony and Ricky play a very high percentage game, very few mistakes. They're not going to give their opponents any free points.
One down.
Of course, I cursed them there.
13-10.
Tony's the second server here. Didn't quite get that serve as deep as he would have liked. Sean was able to attack that serve, put it right at Tony's feet and earn the side out.
10-13.
See Sean wearing his We Play Handball shirt with his name on the back. Very popular shirt we've seen here this week. Gives you an idea of just how much hop Sean puts on that ball.
11-13.
Hopped it from Ricky's right hand all the way over to the other side of his body. Luis Moreno defeated Nikolai Nahorniak this morning in an 11-7 tiebreaker to win the 19 under national championship, giving Luis the junior national 19 under championship, the collegiate national championship, and now the USHA Four-Wall 19 under national championship.
Interval.
Tremendous accomplishment. Chet and I'd be interested to know if that's the first time that's been done. I certainly can't think of a time. By the way, we'd like to welcome in Chat and Hayes, sitting in with me right now, enjoying the action, eagerly anticipating 880 days from now, World Championships in Portland, Oregon.
Certainly David Fink here, who's in the booth, has a great perspective on this doubles match.
Unfortunately, too great of a perspective, Chad. Emmett the Rock Peixote and I lost to Tony and Ricky yesterday.
I know a bunch of our viewers have joined us and from Ireland to watch Tony and Ricky. Let's see what happens.
Tremendous high percentage pass there by Tony. You notice he could have killed that ball, but he chose to hit that ball about 2 feet high with some hook on it, gave himself a lot of margin for error. Forced the error there from Sean. Ricky's got a phenomenal drive serve down the left.
13-12.
13-12.
Unfortunately, I got to see quite a bit of it yesterday. Tremendous reverse down that left. He's able to make that ball bounce twice before the sidewall, and very difficult to return. As we've seen, Sean isn't crazy about playing the ceiling, but he's certainly very capable. Sean's waiting for that opportunity to let that ball drop and really drive it. Beautiful
incredible pickup from Moreno, about a quarter of an inch off the floor there.
Replay.
And another replay.
13-12.
He's so smooth, Chadden. Luis.
Fault.
Makes the game look so easy. Unfortunately, when we get in there, it doesn't look that easy.
I believe, Mr. Fink, that when you say we do not mean you and me. Never tried it, but I love to watch it.
Point.
I know you're going to be joined here in a minute by your doubles partner, Emmett Peixote.
His son won the A singles, defeating Mike Semplis, the protege from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
This has been an exciting tournament to watch youth play. There's been some fantastic youth handball.
Zooming play, first man up.
My only problem with this tournament, Chatton, is that there's too many good matches going on at once, and I want to see them all.
1 down.
Quite a crisp return and a man out.
14-12.
Looked to be a wise timeout there by Luis.
Point.
Our viewers at home and around the world can hear the ref very well in this match. That would be David Steinberg, reigning 50-plus Golden Masters World Champion
12.
and newly crowned national champion again this week.
One screen.
David's as focused as any player in the world on the court.
Off the court, he plays Sudoku puzzle a lot. He's pretty focused.
15-12.
15-12.
Right out.
Tremendous point there.
Tell me if you agree with this, David. I think that open doubles, top level doubles,
12-15.
is the most exciting type of handball for people who are just learning to watch, learning to be spectators, developing an enjoyment of the game. Sometimes I think of singles as a connoisseur's game. There's a lot going on mentally, a lot like watching a pitcher select a pitch, or it's very subtle. But doubles, top-notch doubles, when you've got bodies flying and incredible gets, as we're seeing in this match, I enjoy that so much. 13-15.
Interesting you should say that, Chad. And I've always been much more of a singles player, but I've definitely learned to appreciate doubles quite a bit more. Fast-paced action, longer rallies.
14-15.
More ballet. Well, they both are. Handball is a fantastic sport to watch. I was never a player, but I've watched an awful lot, and I can really appreciate what's going on in there.
Once again, this is David Fink sitting with #1 handball fan in the world, Chatton Hayes. We're at the 57th USHA National Four-Wall Championships. This is the men's doubles final.
And Tony Healy killed that in the left and brought in the second man.
These teams are playing for not only a national championship, but $2,500 between the two of them.
Oh, rare miss there. Looks like he might have slipped a little bit on the floor.
Perhaps misjudging that ceiling shot. Looked like he thought that ball was going to come out from the back wall a little bit farther than it did.
15-14. Point.
Good
It's a shot you'll rarely see Sean miss. Surprised Ricky's going to that serve into Sean's right hand.
16-14.
Sean Lenning, another family legacy. His dad, Larry, was here.
Point.
The Irish are tough.
17-14.
They're certainly a relentless team. As you know, Chad, very hard to come back after losing the singles final, as Sean did, and put all of your focus into the doubles. Certainly would be a tremendous accomplishment if he was able to rally from a finals loss in the singles and come back and win the doubles. We've seen a lot of people slam, winning both the singles and the doubles in the same tournament, using that momentum from the singles and carrying it right through the doubles. It can be extremely deflating, though, Chatton, to lose that singles final. Have to really mentally and physically regroup. As you know, after a loss, your body hurts a lot more than it does after a win. Sean's still a very young man, though. You have to think he's feeling pretty good.
Coming in.
Momentum can shift awfully fast, and now we're going to have Lenning serving. 14-18. Either way.
Tremendous shot by Tony. Tony has the most phenomenal control of his left fist of anyone I've seen in this game. in recent years.
Short. Second serve.
As I'm sure our viewers at home know, this ball is a much faster ball, much more difficult to control with your fist.
Point.
There's a dive there by Tony. Tony missed a couple of opportunities in that point.
For those of you who don't know, handball is a full contact sport. That's just a joke, actually.
15-18.
Can be.
It certainly can. You have 4 people in this
Point.
beautiful ace there by Luis. 4 people in this 20 by 40 court.
16-18.
A lot of times there's not much space to maneuver.
Fault. Second serve. Point.
A rare miss by Ricky McCann. Good serve by Luis Moreno.
It's an excellent serve in doubles. Bring that ball to the middle of the court.
Screen.
Looks like serve
17-18.
might have hit Sean there. Beautiful digs there by Ricky McCann. Luis is really dictating this point with his power. Very impressive for a 19-year-old young man. Able to control the rally with these 2 seasoned pros.
We speak a lot about types of handball. I believe Luis plays a lot of 3-wall. He cuts things off in the court when he's playing 4-wall. And that's something for our viewers to watch on the web here during our broadcast. Spends a lot of time in the front court from his 3-wall experience.
Replay 17-18.
As many of you know, Luis is schooled by one of the greats in the history of our game, Fred Lewis. Certainly taught him about the value of fly killing and maintaining that front court position. Here's a side out. The Irish are going to look to run this game out right here.
18-17.
Sean doesn't even think twice about trying that shot at 18-17 in the critical first game here. He tries to take that ball between his legs. Such phenomenal hand-eye coordination. You'll see doubles requires quite a bit more patience. A lot of these balls that these players are used to shooting really have to wait for your opportunity. Tony's a master at the ceiling. Didn't quite get that ceiling shot where he wanted.
Ignore that one.
Luis really took advantage of that short ball and drove that ball with his right hand.
19-17.
Tremendous power.
What a pickup.
We've seen Tony hit 2 cracks in a row.
Call it.
Good call there by our referee, David Steinberg.
Replay that.
Luis and Sean have to feel very fortunate to get out of that point with a replay.
19-17.
Retrieved 2 crack balls there.
Screen.
I wish our audience could see the number of people out here that are looking in on this match. A lot of excitement. This is just about the final match of the entire 7-day tournament.
This is the last day of our 4-wall championships. A lot of people getting ready to head to the airport, trying to catch the last couple of minutes of handball action before.
Let's see what Sean and Luis can do now. Taking the timeout, making a decision of how to strategize, and
Coming in.
17-19.
17-19.
Here we go.
Sean serving a beautiful hop serve there to Tony serving a beautiful hop serve there to Tony, but Tony's able to read that. He's been in the court with Sean a number of times in the last few months. Actually lost 2 or 3 of those encounters.
Replay.
Unlucky there for Sean. That ball looked like it was going to be a rollout in the right corner.
17-19.
2 serves.
was not a good call there by David Steinberg. Certainly a shot Ricky wants. That ball was sitting up, even though he had to hit over the back of Luis Moreno.
Point. I call the serve good. We got one disagreement. I'm staying with my call. I thought for sure that was over for sure.
Obviously, we're seeing a little disagreement here. We'll listen in as these players come out of the court. Ricky apparently thought that serve was short. Sean was pretty adamant that that serve was over the line.
The linesman upheld that call for Steinberg, and it's 18-19.
Now, good. You're my second linesman, Big Joe.
Looks as if Sean was expecting Tony to wrap that ball around. Didn't follow the ball back to the back wall, and Tony surprised him by killing that ball in the right corner.
18-19.
Really took his time. You could see how he really set his feet.
19-18.
So easy to rush your shot there when you're 19-18 in the first game.
Ricky, flat. So now we're going to see game point here at 20. Play 18.
20-18.
Certainly a shot Tony's capable of killing, but
now
we see that happen a lot, Chat, and you take the safe shot, and the safe shot actually ends up hurting you.
20-18.
Tony chose to flip that ball to the ceiling instead of shooting it.
You know that old expression, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. So here we go.
She's not singing yet. 18 serving 20 with 2 serves to come.
Screen.
Interesting rule in our doubles game. Even though that ball was going to be clearly short, it hit Luis on the fly, so Sean still has a first serve with 1 screen.
18-20.
Sean's a little bit more unhappy with that serve than missing that attempted dig.
18-20.
Brought that serve around the left side wall.
1 screen.
That looks like it hurts, David. Does it hurt when it hits your foot like that?
Not so much when it comes off the front wall. If it hits your foot directly, I've been known to do some crying.
Hold it. Yes, that's in the ball. He held up his swing. You were right in front of him, Richard.
Not only did he hold up his swing, but he really had nowhere to hit that ball. Ricky was planted right in front of Luis, certainly not intentionally, but as we said, in a 20 by 40 court, you've got 4 tremendously fast athletes in there. There's going to be some contact and some hinders.
18-20.
For all of you watching at home, Tony's always playing the right shot. If you're going to beat Tony Healy, you're going to have to really make your shots.
He had that.
That was a very, very poor call there by David Steinberg. I think if he was able to see the replay, you would realize that. Tony was able to slide that ball straight down the right wall. I don't know if we can get a replay of that, Jeff.
That's a replay again. 18-20.
Fortunately for the Irish, that call does not prove costly.
20-18.
Able to earn the side out with a 2-wall pass. Here Ricky goes to that modified Z serve. Tremendous reflexes there by Tony.
And there, they got the
Phenomenal
21st point.
diving re-kill.
That's right, and Healy got the 21st point. So we'll have a 5-minute between games, and this is a great time to thank our webcast sponsor, Wyra Health Systems.
Welcome back. About ready to start the second game here in the national doubles final. Sean Lenning and Luis Moreno playing Tony Healy and Ricky McCann. We're joined by current Australian national 3-wall singles champion and USHA national 3-wall singles champion, Emmett "The Rock" Peixoto. Curious, Emmett, why they call you The Rock, but I think that might be a story for another time. Sean and Luis lost that first game 21-18. I know, Emmett, you were watching that game. Really could have gone either way.
Side out.
These teams so evenly matched.
0-0.
Are you surprised, Emmett, that Ricky is using that cross-court Z serve rather than that drive serve?
I think it might be a better choice. They seem to be a strong team, able to get that drive serve pretty easily. So I think that just gets them in a rally, and that's all that Tony wants.
Side out.
Off to a bad start.
Tony misjudging that ball off the front wall. That ball took had a strange spin on it.
0-0.
Tony's one of the few players in our game that's willing to punch that ball to the ceiling off the return of serve. As we mentioned earlier, he has so much control with that fist.
Ricky is sure shooting well.
We saw him end a couple of rallies late in that first game.
Looks like Luis and Sean are both trying to drive the ball hard at Ricky's feet quite a bit. And Ricky's able to make some great shots out of it.
1-0.
We've seen this quite a bit, and you know this from experience, Emmett. After a very close and dramatic first game, sometimes both sides will come out a little bit flat in the start of the second, almost as though the match is starting over. We've mentioned, Emmett, that Luis is our current 19 under junior national champion, collegiate national champion, and now USHA national junior 19 under champion. We've really seen at times in this match him dominate the play with phenomenal serves and effortless power.
Yeah, it's just so smooth in there.
You had the opportunity, excuse me, the opportunity to play Luis several months ago.
Yeah, he said yes. He said he was sick or something, but it was pretty good games. I think it was 10-10. We had a close match in
0-1.
in Tucson, Arizona, which I was beating him 20-12 in the second game, and he came back and scored 8 quick points, and it was 20-20, and then he hit it in the floor. And I got into serve and served an ace. But that was a really close match.
Looks like we're going to replay that point. This game started off with some extremely long rallies.
1 down. 0-1.
Sean with his patented right-hand kill down that right wall.
0-1.
Emmett, you had the opportunity to play Tony twice in this tournament, singles and doubles. Unfortunately, neither match went the way you would have liked, but he has such phenomenal control of the handball from any spot on the court with both hands, really applying pressure at all times, always playing the right shot.
Yeah, he has the most well-rounded game, I think, in the court right now. But Sean has some underestimated defense capabilities. Unbelievable defense shots that he does just flipping his wrist. He's known for his offense, but if you watch closely, he has some excellent wraparounds. And some shots into the floor as well.
We've seen that shot missed quite a bit this week, that front wall, back wall on a fly. I don't think that's a shot many players practice.
1-0. Coming in.
Rare hand air there by Sean. We're used to seeing him pick those up with ease.
0-1.
That's Tony's favorite shot there. We call that the revolving door, that sidewall, back wall, and Tony's able to follow that ball around and drive it straight into that right crack.
He likes that right side
Point.
when he kills off the back wall.
Notice Tony's feet at all times, always moving himself into the proper position to hit every shot. We see Sean able to move his feet very little and still hit beautiful shots from anywhere on the court.
He's taking control.
3-1.
Very difficult shot to take that ball back down the left. That's what we were just discussing earlier, Emmett. Tony's really able to hit that ball anywhere he wants on the handball court.
1 down.
He's always aware of where his opponents are as well.
3-1.
Do you think that's something you can teach, Emmett, or is that something that comes naturally?
I think it comes with a lot of court experience. He's probably been playing the game since he was 4 years old. It's an excellent shot.
Interesting. Luis has only been playing about 6 years. Already one of the top players in the world.
Side out.
And that's
Certainly
all
been-
natural talent.
Certainly been helped by being mentored by one of the greats in our game, Fred Lewis, 6-time national singles champion, 4-wall. Sure Fred's watching in Tucson, Arizona right now. His protege, Luis Moreno. Very smart shot in doubles that we see there from Luis. Taking that ball with his left hand,
Point.
hitting a nice high 2-wall pass, restarting the rally.
2-3. Screen. That's 2 serves. I call the serve good. He agrees. 2 serves to screen.
Interesting, look short from here, but a referee and line judge have the best angle at these calls.
Point.
Emmett, we know that Sean and Luis play a lot of singles together, training for upcoming
3-3.
tournaments. Do they play a lot of doubles together as well? Because it looks like they're really in sync playing together. Looks like they know where they should be at all times.
I don't think they play a lot of doubles together. I know they might be on the same court and have another partner. Maybe they learn each other's abilities in the doubles court by doing that.
We know they're also planning on playing in the 3-wall nationals in Toledo, Labor Day weekend together.
Point.
Should be an incredibly formidable team.
4-3. Short. Second serve.
I know, Emmett, that you lost with yours truly yesterday to Tony and Ricky. What kind of serve do you think is the most effective serve against the Irishman?
It hit him on this
We were
side.
playing with that right side glass wall, and so a drive down the right side was the most effective. And since the glass wall's on the left, maybe a drive serve down the left.
Point.
For those of you who don't know, there are 2 show courts here at the University of Minneapolis Rec Center. The other court directly behind this one with right side glass.
One down.
Looked like a little miscommunication there between Luis and Sean. Looked like Sean wanted that ball.
5-3.
Get a chance to see this beautiful service motion of Luis Moreno.
Ooh! In the face. Who hit that? Hey.
That was Ricky McCann.
Strange. I didn't think you people don't usually get hit in the face. Sometimes it happens.
As we talked about earlier, Emmett, this is only a 20 by 40 foot court. We've got 4 tremendously fast athletes in there. Sometimes can be difficult to find room.
3-5. Point.
Sean's a little slower today than I've seen him.
Certainly has a good excuse for that. Played every day this week. Starting Tuesday.
One down.
Friday played 2 matches in one day, so certainly entitled to a little bit of fatigue.
4-5.
It's an excellent shot.
Tony's the only player I've seen in this tournament consistently use that shot.
I've actually seen Sean use it several times.
Takes a tremendous amount of strength to execute that shot. That shot we're referring to is the front wall, right side wall, left wall on a fly, modified 3-wall
Sean's a little
shot.
frustrated there.
Five, 4. Ball.
Emmett, I know you've had a lot of success in doubles, won a number of championship series events as well as a number of other tournaments. Do you enjoy the team aspect associated with doubles?
Not too much. I mean, I'm more of a singles player, but doubles is cool, and you can always blame your partner if you lose.
4-5.
That's certainly true.
One down. 4-5.
A lot of people feel like there's nothing more satisfying than winning a doubles tournament, have a partner to celebrate your championship with. Sometimes in singles, you feel like you're out on an island.
I think it just comes down to the person.
Right up.
If you like doubles more, singles more. When you get, usually older players like doubles more.
Certainly more strategy involved
5-5.
with doubles. A little bit less running.
Ooh, nice.
One down.
Tony anticipated that shot. Very frustrating playing against Tony. He's always anticipating your next shot.
5-5.
Puts a lot of pressure on you.
Point.
Ricky's not afraid to shoot that ball with his right hand from anywhere on the court. Tony trying to wrap that ball around, missed that right side wall.
Ooh, bad miss by Luis. And another one.
Luis would certainly like to have that point back, Emmett.
Coming in.
Ended it with a hand air with his left hand there.
Five, six.
He's changing the serve around a little bit.
Now. 5-6.
This doubles experience is only going to make these young Americans better, in my opinion, Emmett. Developing some new shots, maybe acquiring a little bit more patience.
5-6.
Sean's skipping and leaving the ball high on his kill shots. I don't know if he's tired.
6-6.
I would say that he's not bending for his kills, but as we've seen, he doesn't need to bend at all to kill that ball flat. Tony looks the freshest of the four in this court right now.
He's making beautiful shots from everywhere.
He doesn't play a traditional serve and shoot game that we're used to seeing from these top pros, but he's certainly capable of it.
Short.
Tony's willing to take that ball out of the air on the return of serve and take control of the point. Wow. Emmett, I'd be curious to know if is Tony trying to hit that crack, or is that a little bit of luck there?
I believe there's a little bit of luck involved on those shots. But I don't think the player will ever admit it.
We saw Dave Chapman develop a very consistent kill shot, front wall, side wall.
Six, 8. Point. Seven, 8. Now. 7, 8. Point. 8, 8. Point. 9, 8. Point. 10, 8. Short. 7, 2. Point. Feel the ball hit.
Yeah, it was
Think he was
going.
gonna make the front wall?
It was going. Yeah, it was going forward.
He said feeling that the shot was gonna make the front wall. Okay, they're gonna replay it. That's what I thought.
Luis agreed with Tony here.
No, it's not. That's a point.
Looked to me
You're
that that
right,
ball
Willie, it's
barely
not.
hit Sean. I didn't think it had any chance to make the front wall in it.
Great
Right
pass.
Judgment call. 8-11.
You still hear Dave Steinberg justifying that call. I happen to think he made the right call there.
Hold it, hold it, hold it.
I actually disagree with that, Emmett. I think Tony wanted that shot, and Dave gave it to him.
Replay
And
that.
Tony made a hand air there, and Dave interpreted that to mean that he was screened.
The bad bounce.
That was a good call, though.
Absolutely, we're definitely in agreement there. Emmett.
8-11. One down.
You won't see Tony off balance like that very often. In fact, I think that's the first time I've seen it all tournament. Sean's looking as casual as ever here. And we've seen Ricky hit very few shots here in the last 10 or 15 minutes. You find as a doubles player, it's easy to get cold sitting in that court and watching your partner hit virtually every shot.
Yeah. Yes. I think it's good to switch. Luis and Sean. Luis is playing the left on his serve, which allows him to get warmed up a bit and play some points out. He's not just staying on the right side the entire match. Ricky is, so I imagine some of his misses are because he's a little cold.
Good call there by Dave.
One chance to make it, and he didn't.
We get a look at the editor from Handball magazine, Matt Kruger. While the players wipe the floor here, we'd like to thank Wyora Health Systems for sponsoring our live webcast here from the 57th USHA Four-Wall Nationals in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We want to say a special thanks to Jeff Kastner Productions for providing us with this tremendous opportunity to watch handball from all over the world. I'd like to thank NFT, National Foundation Technologies, resuming play here.
Had a late start on that one. I don't think he anticipated that kill shot in that corner.
I think everyone watching here is really impressed with Luis Moreno. Everyone's certainly heard about him. He's been on the cover of the last two Handball magazines. Getting a chance to see Luis compete against the best players in the world right now. Unfortunately, Luis was unable to play in the pro division here at the Nationals. Had school commitments that wouldn't let him get here until Thursday night, so he played in the 19 under and the doubles. B doubles here at this year's Nationals, Emmett.
Yes, he did.
Actually won a round. I think he lost in the semifinals of the B doubles.
Yes, I believe that's correct. He's playing with his partner, Mike Semplis from Pittsburgh.
Here we have 13 serving 8. Luis Moreno coming in. Beautiful punch fist kill there by Tony. Drove that ball hard and straight down the left wall. You'll see Tony use that fist quite a bit in the front court, running that ball hard and straight down the walls.
Point.
You won't see many players spin themselves around completely while hitting a shot, as Sean did there.
The only player I've seen that can do that and get away with it is Rookie Wright of New York.
Great one-wall player. We have a broken ball here.
Their ball right here.
for all of you watching at home, when the ball does break, we replay the point. I know we've
9-13.
played with quite a few different molds of the red label of the past couple of years. They all seem to be getting faster, and I'm curious to think what you thought about this ball we're playing at the USHA 4-wall Nationals.
The fastest ball I ever played with was at the Worlds this year
9-13.
in Edmonton. I prefer a slower ball because I like to get into ceiling rallies, and this ball makes it nearly impossible because players are constantly bringing the ball down, powering it.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but Sean going for a tomahawk fist kill that skips. We know Sean isn't the most patient player, but it certainly looks like his patience is running a bit thin right now. His shot selection indicating
11-13.
such.
When the momentum's on your side, usually a tomahawk works in your favor. But when it's a
Now,
last resort, it never works.
11-13. Ball. Second serve.
I'd like to thank Emmett Pichotte for stepping in with us for the first half of this second game. Right now we're going to welcome back Jessica Gawley, who just defeated Anna Kristoff and Courtney Pichotte for the USHA 4-wall National Women's Doubles Championship. Congratulations to you, Jessica.
Thanks, Dave.
Phenomenal win. Helped her partner Lisa Fraser Gilmore slam
12-13.
at this year's Nationals. Phenomenal accomplishment for Lisa, as well as for you, Jessica.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Obviously, you haven't seen much of this match, having just completed yours, but what we have right now is Tony Healy and Ricky McCann winning the first game 21-18.
Ball.
Now serving from a slight deficit here.
Second serve.
What we've seen here thus far in this second game, Jessica, is Luis Moreno really taking over in the first part of this game. Tremendous serves and kills and power.
Yeah, Luis is an excellent young player, up and rising star. It's going to be one of our top pros in the years to come. I know he trains with Sean down in Tucson, Arizona, so he has a great sparring partner.
Point.
It's really the most important thing for a young player is being able to play the absolute best players he can be on the court with. Certainly your level rises
14-13.
Looks to me
very
like,
quickly.
sorry, Dave, it looks to me like Sean might be a little bit tired. Is that
Point.
kind of the way the game's been going here? He looks a little fatigued right now.
It looks to me as though Sean doesn't have the patience at this point to extend rallies. It looks like he's trying to end the rallies quickly, which, as you know, in doubles can be disastrous.
13-15. One screen.
A lot of our gallery watching here may not have had an opportunity to see Luis, our current junior national champion, collegiate champion, and now national junior champion. I've certainly heard of him.
Now.
Here we get a chance to see Luis coming in here, second server.
13-15.
Yeah, Luis has a very smooth game. It looks almost effortless at times. I've asked him before at tournaments, are you actually trying when you're out there? Because even when he's down, he's playing a really hard game. He looks very smooth on the court, gets the ball very quickly. And as we see there, just a very nice and easy stroke. And he's coached down in Tucson by Fred Lewis, one of the great all-time players as well.
Absolutely.
Many national championships, and you can see the skill level that he has comes a lot from Fred's coaching.
Absolutely, we spoke about that a little bit earlier. He's very fortunate to have Fred.
Hold it. That's avoidable hindrance. He was way back here.
I think Dave's trying to do a little bit too much with his authority here. I thought he missed that previous hinder call.
Yeah, Ricky doesn't look very happy right now.
Sean
Very
was way back
controversial to
here.
call it an avoidable hinder in doubles particularly, Jessica.
Yeah, call
Yes,
it avoidable.
it's tough to get out. You can see
Move right
Ricky
in
there
front
is
of
looking
Luis.
like
He had an easy
Sean.
setup.
He was expecting Sean to come up on his right-hand side, where Luis instead decided to take the ball, and that's really tough in doubles,
No.
is to get out of the way and know
You
which
gotta know where
partner
your
is going to
opponents
be
are.
gonna be playing.
14-15.
Interesting, we hear Dave Steinberg say you have to know where your opponents are. I think, I'm not sure you can play to get out of the way of both opponents in that situation.
Right out. 15-14.
Luis is so fluid that it's very surprising to see him miss any shot. Beautiful shot there by Sean.
Very nice left
One
hand.
down.
Again, he just looks very nonchalant.
15-14.
Excellent fist there by
Right out.
Luis. You'll see players go to that fist when they want that extra little bit of power. Blast that ball by their opponent up in the front court. We saw Luis try and kill that ball
Right through the wicket.
in the left
You
corner.
hear that one, Jeff?
Very difficult to kill the ball in the corners with
15.
both opponents up there in the front court. That ball shoots out to the middle of the court. You see there, an extremely successful kill right off the middle of the front wall.
15-15. Ball.
Ricky's able to get so low on that ball off the back
Second
wall.
serve.
Ooh,
Right
Luis
out.
missed that one there. He wanted that shot.
We've seen him miss two with his left hand here in the last 4 or 5 points, just barely.
15-15.
I always said that if the court was a half an inch shorter, I'd be a great player.
You missed that front wall too, Lutz.
Unfortunately,
15.
quite a bit. Here we have Ricky serving here at 16-15.
Point.
Very rarely we'll see Luis take a bad swing. That ball
17-15.
came out of that corner a little bit differently than he expected.
Replay.
Ricky's almost like a hockey goalie on that right
17-15.
side, Jessica. He's willing to block everything, take away that right corner.
And we see it there again. And that's the shot Luis wants. He just wants to wrap it back around. He wants to go right wall, front wall, side wall, and left.
17-15.
And Ricky knows that.
And he's going to keep taking that shot.
Looked like Luis might have stung him just enough to get Ricky out of the way on that last return.
One down.
Little confusion there. It looked like Ricky and Tony both wanted to go for that same shot, and Ricky called him off at the last moment.
17-15. Hold it.
Looks like we're seeing Ricky and Tony really isolating Luis on the return of
Play.
serve.
17-15.
As you know, Jessica, winning a number of doubles tournaments, that's a very effective strategy. Not only they feel like they might be serving to the player that's a little bit weaker, but it takes Sean out of his game, and when he finally does get a shot, not quite prepared to play it. As you can see there, Sean, a little bit impatient. We know that's a shot we've seen him make quite a bit, but with two world-class players in front of him, it's going to be nearly impossible to roll that ball out.
19-15.
Yeah, and he hit it right back, and Tony was standing right there. So
Short.
not a very good return serve on his part.
Second serve.
Tony always seems to be standing right there. Such tremendous anticipation. And he was there for that ball too. If Sean didn't hit that perfectly, Tony was there for the re-kill. We saw Tony end the first game with a phenomenal diving re-kill. Looked like Ricky thought about taking a timeout, perhaps wiping the floor. Tony says it's not necessary. So here we have the two young American stars
19.
coming in to serve at 15-19. You have to think if they don't get 6 here, Jessica, very likely be taking the doubles championship back with Ireland.
Yeah, it's tough to get back in when if you're down at 19 here and have two players like Tony and Ricky to finish it off. They're going to have to definitely get some points here if they want to stay in.
We saw Luis make a very athletic retrieve of his backhand. Sean's not happy with himself after skipping that ball.
Ball. Second serve. Point.
Oh, and Sean catches both of them, both Ricky and Tony coming to the front court. Ricky looked back thinking Tony was going to be behind him to cover him, and there was no one home.
Very smart shot. Really froze Ricky with that passing shot.
Oh, and Tony hit it back and hit himself with the ball there. We saw that in that last play. We saw Sean jump over to that left side, and that's a great doubles player. When you're out of position on the right, both Luis and Sean were set up on the right side, and Tony had a big setup on the back wall. We see Sean flip over to the left side, even though he's playing on the right side right now. Nice little hop on that serve there, Dave.
It's phenomenal. That's the best serve I've seen Luis hit. There's another one.
Comes back for a big setup, and
Luis has a tendency to play incredibly close matches. Really seems to play to the level of his opponents, even when he's playing some of the top players in the world.
they're going to have to hold them off here. They're going to have to get a quick side out and get back in and get some more points here. Nice shot there by Ricky. That was for 20, I believe.
Here we have match point, and the Irish have 2 serves to win this match and this championship.
Now.
Oh. Tony skips that in the floor. He looks like he was a little off balance coming off that back wall.
Absolutely. We saw that with Lisa this morning in the first game, letting that ball get a little bit too close to her. It looks like that's what happened there with Tony. Still another chance, though.
Looks like the ball might be wet. Just going to wipe it off. We know that if the ball's wet and it hits that side wall or the back wall, it can slide down the wall and then it's replay. But the problem with that is sometimes the referee doesn't see it, and if your line judges don't see it, then you're stuck with the ball sliding.
Thank you.
Or it might be broken here. It looks like they're trying to get a new ball. What do you think of that at game point, bringing in a new ball, Dave?
I think it's interesting that Sean would want to
Thank you.
check that ball because they will be replaying that last point if it's broken.
Go, Luis.
Still not absolutely sure what happened there, what these players are discussing. We do know it's match point, 20 serving 18 for Tony Healy and Ricky McCann to win their second USHA National Four-Wall Men's Doubles Championship.
We've had some great matches this week throughout the tournament.
2018.
And here it is for match point.
We saw the Irish a little bit tight there, both with opportunities to kill that ball in the front.
Oh, and Sean misses that. It was for match point. Excellent game. I wish I could have watched the whole thing. So we have Tony Healy and Ricky McCann taking home the open singles 4-wall doubles championships.